What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Nerds on the Block. My name is Tim. This is Shamar, and we're going to talk about the Invincible show that just debuted on Amazon Prime. More on that next. All right, so yeah, our first impressions from the first 3 episodes that just dropped on Amazon Prime. What did you think, Shamar?
So exciting. I mean, it was made by Robert Kirkman, and he went and he adapted his comic book how many years later into an animation, and absolutely amazing. It came from the man himself and his crew, and I wish more stuff was made by people that actually, created it, because it's a testament to that. Because there's a few things here and there that he obviously took liberties into changing, and even just going back to the comic book, there's a lot of moments that happen in the comic book that happen
way later,
differently, either way later or very differently, just in general from the comic, like little bits of dialogue, everything, and you can probably unpack that a little later on in the discussion. But kind of comparing the two, I'm still just as invested in the animation as I was. I'm actually even more invested in the animation because it's an animation than I am with the comic book. But no, ultimately, they did a very amazing job with this series, and I'm just glad that Amazon is picking up all these indie comic books and really making them shine out to the public, and showing people that, hey, there's a world outside of DC and Marvel, just to let you know.
That's a big thing. We all know DC and Marvel is so prevalent in this scene, but the shows like The Boys, and now this, I feel like this is another show that kind of gives the superhero genre just a little more layers to, hey, the good guy does this, the bad guy does that. Sometimes this show even blurs those lines, and I think I really like the approach of this show. It's again, like you said, they already have the creator on board, and there is some liberties he has taken to changing some elements, but it's still respecting the source material where it stems from, which again, I love the action in this show, again, the animation style when they're doing beat downs, just seeing characters get pummeled.
They didn't hold back. I mean, it's Robert Kirkman.
Yeah.
The guy who created The Walking Dead. Expect blood, expect gore, and he knows how to write comic book heroes, in my opinion. I'm totally invested. Even just the smallest of characters, they really shine out. There's this one character called Dr. Seismic. That guy, I thought he was hilarious. I loved his superpower. I thought he has a really cool. He has a power. He builds bracelets that he can create seismic activity. Just a cool power too. They do a really good job, kind of creating these really good dynamics between the characters, and it really they feel real. They don't go into the whole they don't do the typical great power, great responsibility, blah 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 blah. They kind of sprinkle that in, but it's very organic. It just
you feel like this is the conversation that these characters would have. And I think they definitely do a good job of making it more grounded in that sense. It doesn't feel like, oh yeah, this is a superhero show. They're not yelling at you with that. It's kind of these are real characters with abilities and real world problems. And this show definitely nails that.
Even his mom, her husband's a super. Her son is now a super. Now you would sit here and think she's all worried, and of course she's worried. But at the end of the day, I've had experience with your father, and yes, you're my son. You're also a teenager who's been begging to get superpowers from day one. I knew this day was coming. So she's not sitting there and acting all typically timid and worried and
damsel distress.
Almost, in his face and in her husband's face. No. And, I just like how she gets it. She understands the world that she lives in. She understands the world that her child is in. She understands the world that her husband is reflecting onto her son. So it's I just like how they kind of steered away from that and just made her understanding. And and she stands up to her. She stands up to her son. She stands up to Omni-Man. To Omni-Man when she knows it's hey, I could care less that you're a super. Show me respect. Show people respect. Just be proper, decent human beings. Don't let the power get to your head. And so she's just well written, just to highlight her.
Yeah, and there's definitely points where she definitely has to make sure they're level headed, because their power definitely gives them that level of confidence. But it definitely it almost talks about the line of cocky, especially with Omni-Man, he definitely exudes that. And like there's some elements in this show that you just won't see coming. Some things that they are not exactly explaining right now in the first few episodes, but like again, like if you are a comic book fan, you'd see it.
Oh, we go on Prime, and then I noticed each episode's 47 minutes, which is like unheard of for animation.
40 plus.
Just like taking the world, the characters, get to know them, get to feel for them. I mean, even the little changes that they do make within the show, like, you know, just comparing it to the comic book, certain things, I'm like, you know, it would have been nice to see, you know, this comic book element kind of remain the way it was. But the change was still good. Like, I'm still like, you know, I'm still down for this change. Like, you know, I'm just, you know, ultimately I'm praising this show like 150. I haven't really bumped on anything that was kind of like, you know, this is kind of dragging.
Yeah, no, I think they nailed it from that perspective. Like, I just think like there's some definitely moments with editing errors, like with Amazon Prime. Yeah. I was like, why is the intro starting right now? It seems like sentences were like even cut off even, and like the credits, it comes in and it pops in and out. It's like,
but I'm not, you know, obviously that didn't take me out at all.
No, it was randomly like kind of weird, jarring, but like it wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna stop watching this show. It was more so like, why was this even happening? But that's like obviously a minor gripe. Like I found like there's obviously elements in the show like that just aren't explained right now, but like again, I feel like they're vague for such a reason that they're going to be explained down the road. No, they're doing a good job.
If you can watch WandaVision, you can put up with, you know,
misdirection
the
and all that
misdirection and you know, the guidance of this show, because like it's basically it's the same kind of vibes in terms of just like how the story is structured.
The bloodshed in the show, like again, obviously fair warning, they like you again, if you like The Boys, if you like The Boys, you like shows like in that nature, this show is definitely going to be right up your alley. Like if that's something is that like deters you off, then
they don't hold back on it. And and I wish, I would hope that Marvel and DC kind of take, or anybody that's going to adapt any other comic book, you know, take notes out of this show, because guys are going toe-to-toe with these big bads. People are going to get hurt. And as gruesome as, you know, the carnage is, it's real.
Yeah.
And it adds a sense of raw and grittiness to it. And it's, you know, and even though the show's not dark tone, like it's all dreary, obviously. But like when things get heated, things get heated.
Yeah.
I know there's some people that are like complaining about how the show was a little too gruesome and the brutality kind of came out of nowhere. I personally didn't think that was a problem for me, considering it's a staple in the comic book anyway. So why complain about that is beyond my understanding. But
I feel like to a testament to your point, it's just the power scaling. Like you actually do feel like Omni-Man is as powerful as he's being portrayed on screen. And same with Invincible. It's like a really cool name. Even how he stumbles on that name is actually really profound and really interesting. Like a kid would just be like, oh, I like that name. I'm gonna go with that. And like just other characters, like they have so many little interesting nuggets that even like they have their own approach. Like you can see that like the homage to like Marvel and DC comics inside, even in this show. It's like you can see that they were inspired by certain characters.
Oh yeah.
So like that's really cool.
But it's fine. Like, like I didn't feel like it was like, oh, they're copying this person.
No, I definitely.
This is such an unoriginal. No. I was fine with it. I was like, this is clearly paying homage to all these characters.
Yeah.
But these characters still feel like they're their own, if that makes sense. Like they still feel like they're their own being, even though they're in reference to other people. Even Invincible, he's obviously like testament to Superboy, but he feels so different from Superboy. It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he gets into battle, he's seeing blood for the first time, he's seeing people die for the first time, he's taking a punch for the first time, and you really feel and see it on his face.
Yeah.
That it's like, wow, this is real. This is reality. I'm not just dreaming about being a superhero. I am a superhero, and this is what being a superhero is all about.
And this is what it comes with. It comes with the price.
That all the time throughout the episodes. It's just like, this is the real deal, dude. It's like, it's not the sunshine and rainbows you thought it was. You know, his dad tells him that. His buddies, everybody keeps echoing that. And you see him learn. Yeah.
And that's what I like too. It's like even the team that he teams up with was it Teen Team? Is that the name of the squad? So like it's another thing. It's like it's almost like Teen Titans, but like they're such an original name. But like Fight Force, like come on, like
the Guardians of the Globe. I'm like, come on,
like they're just hitting you with like, yeah, I know where that came from. I know what that came from.
It's funny, and you know I'm with it.
No, I don't feel like it's a copy or anything. I think they did a good job of like making sure to differentiate themselves as being like, this is our universe. Sure, there's some callbacks or some influences, but this is what we want to do with the superhero genre. Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be nice if this was going past, 20 episodes, but I'm going to safely assume it's probably going to be like, 13 episode run. And then that'll probably be it for the season. So, hopefully it gets a season 2. And hopefully a lot of people jump onto this, honestly, because it definitely deserves all the praise it gets.
Yeah, no, definitely you have to watch this show if you're into more gritty take on the superhero genre. Like, I'm glad. It's refreshing to see them take this approach.
Even in the comic book, when he gets beaten. There's like splash pages of just him smeared across blood, tattered up, scarred up. Like, he doesn't hold back. And I'm glad that Robert embraces that.
Yeah, no, he's definitely done it again. That's our impressions of the first few episodes of Invincible on Amazon Prime. Thank you for watching our video. Like, comment, subscribe to Nerds on the Block. And yeah, that's a recommendation from Invincible from us. Hopefully you check it out and let us know what you thought about first few episodes so far. We'll see you next time.
Yo, you still here, dog? Yo, subscribe to the channel, bro. Make sure you hit that notification bell to stay locked on all of our content when it drops.
What's wrong with you guys?
Yeah, bro.
Fuck these guys.
Seriously, like, it's so easy, bro. Just click the button, bro.